Alohi. Aloha mai kako. My name is Kumukanoi, and welcome to, I was going to say Eho Opili mai, just kidding. Welcome to Halau na Pua Hala Kuno Ike Kai. Welcome back to Hula. It's a brand new month. This month is Mahina ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi, and we can't wait to share a little bit more with you about what all of that means. But for now, I think it is time. Aloha homai, welcome back. I'm laughing because right outside our window here, there's a street sweeper who just keeps going back and forth in front of our house. But hopefully you can't hear any of that because we have this mic set up, but it's driving me bananas. So anyways, we are going to dive right into our routine. So if this is your first time joining us, welcome, aloha. And we do a little routine every Saturday where we do some chants and prayers. And we're going to start actually with our anthem. So this is, sorry, let me just turn off that music. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with Hawaii Pono'i. Of course, Hawaii Pono'i, we know now as our state anthem, but it was actually written as a national anthem by the king at the time, King David La'amea Kalakaua. And he wrote the words and he borrowed the melody with permission from the bandmaster of the Royal Hawaiian Bands, that was Henry Berger, who had written this mele in honor of Kamehameha Ikahi. So this is Hawaii Pono'i. Here at Halau na Pua Hala, we do all of the verses. We want to honor all of the texts. So we're going to do Poku 1, which is verse 1, and then the hui, and then go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay? Ready? Okay. Hawaii Pono'i pa. Hawaii Pono'i nanai komoi. Kalani ʻAʻaliʻi, he ʻAʻaliʻi, makualani e kamehameha e na kaua e pale me ka ihe Hawaii Pono'i nanai nali'i na pua muliko na poki'i makualani e kamehameha e na kaua e pale me ka ihe Hawaii Pono'i e kalahui e o ka uhana nui e ui e makualani e kamehameha e na kaua e pale me ka ihe. Mahalo for that. I want to introduce the other voices that you might be hearing also. This is Eames Kalaniakia. This is my son, and he's a big helper here at Napua Hala, and maybe the biggest helper behind the scenes is Eames' daddy, my husband, Luke. So shout out to them. I'm always so happy to sing with them, especially today. My a little froggy in my throat or something, but Thank goodness for their voices, yeah? Okay, at this time, we would love to give a little shout out to everyone who's watching us live today on the 5th of February. Of course, if you're watching the replay of this, definitely still say hello. I would love to meet all of you, whether you're watching live or not. But those of you that are watching live, mahalo for being here with us. Let's see who's with us today. Angelica Damaro from Germany. Aloha no. Catherine Romanow from Kelowna, BC. Nice to have you. I see Manahula Circle, that gang from Japan joining in. Aloha no. Oh, Icy Boston, our pal, Patricia Reddy, nice to see you. Kazue, nice to see you too. Aloha no. Let's see. Oh, Maine Felix from Anchorage, Alaska. Aloha. Thanks for being with us this morning. I see Uncle Frank and Auntie Mary in Kaleponi, California. Julie Shala from Malaga, Spain. Aloha no. Linda Kraus from Pennsylvania. Isn't it so cool that we have countries and states and all of these people joining from all around the world? I know we have some folks on YouTube. Rose, it's good to have you. Thanks, Rose Malari. Thank you for being with us. So we're going live today on Facebook and on YouTube, and the replay of this will be available right after we're done here on Facebook, and then pretty soon. Oh, on YouTube too, right? It's right away. It's Jim. Hi, Jim from YouTube. It's nice to have you. Okay, so very, very good. We are going to continue with our prayers right now. And so we're going to do the Oli Aloha. Now, Oli Aloha is written by Pilahi Paki. And today I wanted to, since it's Hawaiian Language Month, I wanted to point out some of my favorite words from the Oli Aloha. Okay, so some of my very, very favorite words of this are actually the first 5 lines, but it's actually the first word of the first 5 lines. Okay, so those are very good sort of like values for you to have. And these were all ways that Kumu Pilahi Paki said we should show our aloha by being certain way. Yeah, so let's take a look at these words right here. The very first one is akahai. Say that. Akahai, very good. So akahai means kindness expressed with tenderness. So akahai, very good. Okay, next word down, starting with the L right over here is lo kahi. You say that. Very good. And you see the word kahi, which is kind of like the word ekahi. In Hawaiian, ekahi means what? 1. Very good. So lokahi is to be as one, to unite or to be united. So lokahi means unity or working together. Okay. The third word or the third line, third word is olu olu. Can you say that? Olu olu. Very good. So olu olu means to be pleasant. So someone who is very chill, easygoing, you would call them olu olu. But olu olu can also be a place. Like we live in this home that belongs to my parents here in Nu'uanu, and it is very olu olu. It's just very pleasant. Sometimes it can refer to it being like cool and not too hot. It's like just comfortable, but also just the ano of the place, the way that it feels. It's just has a nice feeling, wouldn't you say? Yeah. Olu olu. Okay, the next word coming down here, the fourth line starting with H is ha'a ha'a. Say ha'a ha'a. Very good. And ha'a ha'a is made up of a duplication of 2 words. So the word is ha'a. And in hula, actually we use the word ha'a to mean to bend your knees. Yeah. So sometimes we'll be getting ready and I'll say, okay, makoko, put your hands on your puhaka and ha'a, and you bend your knees down. Yeah, wow, you're really low down there. So ha'a can mean to lower or to go down, but ha'a ha'a means to lower yourself sort of in your own mind. So ha'a ha'a is to be humble, yeah? And I have to work on that myself. The last word that I want to point out to you is the first word of the 5th line here, starting with an A, and that is aho nui. Can you say aho nui? That's it. Aho actually means breath. And nui means big or huge. So aho nui literally means the long breath. And if you think about when someone is waiting, and they think it's not going to happen, they say, oh, I won't hold my breath. But this idea of holding breath a long time, waiting, 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 that's how we get the word aho nui. And aho nui means patience. To wait and wait and wait. Like when your mom keeps talking and you just want to do the chant already, you have a lot of aho nui. I tried to get some new jokes this week. Jeez. Okay. All right. So at this time, let's do our Oli Aloha. Now that you know a little bit about what it is saying, please send your aloha out to everyone in our global hula ohana all around the world. Oli Aloha. Pa. Akahai na Hawaiʻi, lo kahia kulike. Olu olu kamana'o, ha'a kokulana, aho nui alana kila. Aloha mai na Hawaiʻi, ke aloha no kau mea nui, e o mai na Hawaiʻi, na pua lei na mamo. Ala mai e kalahui, laula e kaulana, o mai e kalehulehu, ha'aheo o e Hawaiʻi, ano ai no ke aloha, ano ai no ke aloha. Aloha. At this time, we're going to noho ilalo, have a seat. Okay, very good. So we do a set of prayers every week also. And so there's two of them. The first one that we're going to do is called the Hawaiian Doxology, also known as Ho'onani, Kamele Ho'omaikai. And here it is, the Hawaiian Doxology. This one was actually translated first by the missionary Hiram Bingham. And then Haunani Bernardino wrote a second verse because she thought it needed to be longer. And we actually had a cool find in our house recently. My grandma was looking through her files, and my grandma used to typeset thesis papers. And so she would she would write papers, not write them, but typeset them for all these students. And one of the students in her files that she wrote their dissertation on the computer was Kumuhaunani Bernardino. Isn't that awesome? I actually knew it already, but I forgot. So it was a cool reminder because we saw Kumuhaunani's handwriting and everything on there. So we are connected through generations to Kumuhaunani Bernardino. Okay, so here we go. I know, too much information. Hawaiian Doxology, Ho'onani Pa. Ho'onani ka makua mau, ke keiki me ka uhane no, ke akua mau, ho'o mai ka ipu, ko ke au, ko ke lau, kuno ha'a ha'a ko ka honua, na uli uli o ke kai, na anola ni kau hoku. Mahalo for that. Okay, our next prayer is a simple one. It is called E Kia Kua. This is a great one to do with your keiki. It's done in call and response style. So call, or the leader, is the mea alakai. So I will be the alakai, or the leader, and the follower, or the responder, will be the mea ho'opili, like e ho'opili mai. Okay, so here we go. E ke akua, pa. E ke akua, mahalo no, mahalo ya oi, no ke ia la, amene, amene. Yeah, very good. I know, I was just thinking I chose a very ha'a pitch. It was a very low pitch for that one. You know why? Yesterday we spent the entire day at the Kanivala. You know what the Kanivala is? Of course, he was there. It was the carnival. So we were at a carnival all day yesterday, and so I think we have a little carnival hangover today. But oh wait, we already asked forgiveness in our prayer. Okay. Okay, so at this time we're going to take a look outside because every week we like to show off how beautiful it is here in Nu'uanu. We are coming to you live from Oahu, and there is a live look at the weather. I feel like I'm running a news station now. Okay, Eames, let's do the weather. So, pehea keani la. How is the weather today? Weatherman Eames? Hela malie ke ia. It is a very chill kind of day, right? It's a relaxing, calm, still kind of day. Hey, wouldn't that be cool if the newscasters did for Mahina ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi for Hawaiian Language Month, if they did the weather in ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi in Hawaiian? I love that answer. Did you hear what he said? He said, just the weather? Why not do the whole broadcast in Hawaiian? I like how you think. Okay. If you want to do something, you got to do it all the way. Oh, we got the gems from this guy right here. Oh my gosh. You know, actually, babe, I was going to bust out the ʻŌlelo Noʻeau book, which actually maybe you can go grab. But I was going to bust out this book of Hawaiian proverbs and wise sayings. But we got Eames, so, you know, we'll bring out the book a little bit later. But okay, at this time, we're going to bring out the sun with ʻAʻaliʻi, okay? So this is ʻAʻaliʻi, and we do a little bit of a pattern with our hands. And so we're going to make our hands into cup shape, and we're going to go upoho, upoho 2 times, and then pa'i is going to be a flat clap like this. Yeah. Okay, so here we go, ʻAʻaliʻi. Ready? And here we go. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. ʻAʻaliʻi, pa. Here we go. ʻAʻaliʻi, kalai kahikina, I kamoana honu, pi kaleva nu'u, I kahikina, ayakala, ʻAʻaliʻi, hanaho again, go. ʻAʻaliʻi, kalai kahikina, I kamoana honu, pi kaleva nu'u, I kahikina, ayakala, ʻAʻaliʻi, and pause right there. Okay, we do it 3 times. Shall we do our little patty cake version? Patty cake. Okay, if you have a partner, you could do it like this. Okay, so upoho this way. Ready? Upoho. Pa'i, sorry. Upoho. ʻAʻaliʻi, go. ʻAʻaliʻi, kalai kahikina, I kamoana honu, pi kaleva nu'u, I kahikina, ayakala, ʻAʻaliʻi. Oh, we finally remembered. Oh my gosh, I'm amazed. Okay, so that was ʻAʻaliʻi, to rise up the sun. Our next prayer, chant rather, is called e homai. And e homai is a really good one to do before you're going to be singing or chanting or learning about songs. So this is e homai, and we do this one also 3 times. So give it a go. E homai. Pa. E homai ka ike mai luna mai e o na mea huna no e o na mele e homai e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai ka ike mai luna mai e o na mea huna noʻeau na mele e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai ka ike mai luna mai e o na mea huna noʻeau na mele e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai e. Mahalo for that. Okay. So at this time, we usually go and grab our ipu, but today I'm actually going to ask Eames to go grab the ʻŌlelo Noʻeau book, which is right on that chair over there. So as I mentioned a couple of times already today, this month is very special. Of course, I think some of you might know it's Black History Month, and we just had Lunar New Year pass, so there's lots of things to celebrate. But it's special here in Hawaii because February, or Pepeluali, is designated officially as Mahina ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi. And that is the month of Hawaiian language. So during the month of February, especially, but all year round, we celebrate the native language of our people. And it's also this is kind of as a aside, but it's the beginning of the decade of indigenous languages, actually. 2022 to 2032 will be the decade of indigenous language celebration. It takes 10 years to celebrate them all. So anyways, I digress. This month in HULA, every week we're going to be sharing a proverb from this book, and I probably should have made a slide of this, but I wanted to show you. This is the book is called ʻŌlelo Noʻeau, and this is probably like my Bible. I look at this all the time. It is written by Marika Venapukui, who also put together the Hawaiian Language Dictionary, and she didn't come up with all of these things. She actually went around to different kupuna elders all around Hawaii and ask them, what are some of the sayings, like proverbs or just things that you would say all the time. And there's a lot of lessons that we can learn from this. So I wanted to tell you kind of how to use this book, and I was going to show Eames how to do it too. We are going to be learning a song today that is about a plant. And I'll tell you a little bit more about this plant in just a second, but the plant is called ʻAʻaliʻi. Can you say that? ʻAʻaliʻi. And when I first start looking at something, I want to do a song or something, I want to learn more about ʻAʻaliʻi, I go to this book, and the cool thing is the index. So in the back part of this book over here, there are lists and lists and lists of everything that is in here. And one of the lists that they have is a index that's all about plants. So I'm going to flip to that part. It's index to place names. No, that's not the one. Index to personal names. No, not that one. Okay. Index to fishes, index to birds, index to plants. There it is. Okay. So then it's by alphabetical. And what is the very, very first one that you see there? ʻAʻaliʻi. That's it. So in the back, there's all, there's limu, which is seaweed. There's lauaʻe, that's a fern. There's hala. You folks know we love hala because that's our tree and that's our plant. But ʻAʻaliʻi, that is the one that I want. There's actually 3 proverbs about the ʻAʻaliʻi, but we're going to share only one with them. So this was proverb number 5. Wait, let me make sure I pull the right one. I should have tabbed this, like, when you go to Chapo and they have, flip right to it. Okay, that's the one that I want. So number 507, it says, He ʻaʻaliʻi ku makani mai au, a ohe makani nā nae kulaʻi. It says, I am a wind resisting ʻaʻaliʻi. No gale can push me over. And this is actually something that you would boast. So if you're kind of, you're speaking not ha'a ha'a of yourself, you're kind of show offing, and you say, this is a boast. That means I can hold my own even in the face of difficulties. The ʻAʻaliʻi bush can stand the worst of gales. That's a wind, not a lady named Gail. Okay. The ʻAʻaliʻi bush can stand the worst of gales, twisting and bending, but seldom breaking off or falling over. That's pretty cool, huh? Dun, 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 dun. Okay, Eames has some show and tell he wants to bring you. So you go get that and I'll tell them how you got it. So last year during the pandemic, actually it was in September. I remember because it was on the 21st day of September. You know that song? Earth, Wind, and Fire. Okay, so Eames was on distance learning. And he was on his iPad taking a lesson, and they told the kids, okay, get up and stretch, okay, run around. And he slipped and fell somehow. And what did you do? He broke his arm running in place during distance learning. Well, his teacher felt so bad that he got hurt during distance learning, and then he was having a hard time because he couldn't write, and oh my gosh, he couldn't be on. Anyways, it was a very rough time. You probably saw, remember he had the cast on his arm? Well, his teacher felt so bad, but also felt so proud of him for continuing on with his learning and, healing and getting back into school after he broke his arm, that his teachers gave him an ʻAʻaliʻi. So this right here is an ʻAʻaliʻi plant that was just tiny. And they gifted him this to remind him that even in difficult situations like COVID or distance learning or breaking your arm, that he persevered through it all. And so I just thought, wow, those are just the best kumu. How wonderful that they would teach him this lesson about the ʻAʻaliʻi and give him an ʻAʻaliʻi for him to grow. Thank you, Grandma and Nana, for taking care of it, because we're actually really bad with plants. But this one is, it was just growing from a little tiny seedling, and it's just starting to have flowers on it. So when we have some flowers, we'll show you exactly what they look like. But isn't that pretty cool? Yeah? Okay, can you go take this dirty pot out of my hula area?
Dirty pot, get away.
Oh boy, we might need a little dust buster over here. Okay, so let's kuiluna, stand on up. All right, so that was our olalo noʻeau, our little wise saying and a little bit of learning about the ʻAʻaliʻi. You gonna go sit down? What? Where are you? Okay. Okay. So we're going to jump into our hula right now, and I want to introduce the song that is related to that plant that we just showed you. And the song is called Pua ʻAʻaliʻi. It was written actually by a kumu. She's a kumu kula, so she's a school teacher, and her name is Leanne Anuenue Punua. So here she is. And Anuenue Punua is a composer of this time. She continues to write music to this day. I was just watching a Zoom with her talking about a song that she wrote about COVID. And, interestingly, her grandparents, well, her whole family is musical, but her grandfather was a songwriter himself. And she said he wrote a song about the bubonic plague. Isn't that crazy? So she thought, well, my grandpa wrote a song about bubonic plague. I better write a song about COVID, because that's how we pass down information from one generation to the next, to tell them, hey, this was so important that we wrote a song about it. Not necessarily that it was a great thing, but, to kind of preserve that. So Kumu Anuenue, she helped to found Kamakau School, and she is a voyager. She's, she has sailed on an all-woman crew of Makali'i, I believe, was the canoe that she sailed on. She makes lei. She has, she's a mom. I really just am very fangirl about Anuenue Punua. She actually even wrote music for an opera. She wrote the lyrics to an opera that we went to. And so Anuenue Punua, we just so mahalo her for all of the ways that she's helping to preserve the Hawaiian language. And she wrote this mele sort of in honor of the ʻAʻaliʻi plant, but also for her kumu. So she dances hula for Manu Boyd, who we've talked about before, and their halau is called ʻAʻaliʻi kumakani. So talking about that same plant, they are the ʻAʻaliʻi that can withstand any gale. No response. Okay. So I wanted to show some pictures of the ʻAʻaliʻi because ours is kind of little yet. So here's some ʻAʻaliʻi photos for you to see. Let's see, this one on the side, this is what the flowers look like when they are fully formed. And they can sort of have this bright reddish color, or they can go to more of this maroon or green or yellow. The seeds themselves can be used for medicine, for like a balm to put on a rash. And then the seeds can also be made into a dye, a red colored dye. So not only is the plant strong and can withstand a lot of, hardship, but it's also very useful. And so Kumu Manu Boy chose that plant to represent his halau and his haumana, his students. And yeah, it's something that we often hear about when we're going through difficult times. Is be like the ʻAʻaliʻi and withstand. Keep going on. Okay, so here is our mele. There it is. Pua ʻAʻaliʻi by Anuenue Punua. This one was recorded by Ho'okena on a couple of their albums, so you can find it there. That's the version that we're going to be basing our hula after. Okay, Imsi, you ready? Okay, so for Pua ʻAʻaliʻi, we're going to start with a very simple kaholo, right and left, and your vamp is going to be the simple one-hand kaholo. So your right hand is going to be on your waist. We're mirroring you. So your other right, yeah, there you go. Your right hand is going to be on your waist, and your left hand is going to reach right out to the side. Try not to whack your son in the face as you do. And you're going to stretch your arm out to the side. You're going to wave, and then you're going to bring it to the front. And then switch. Wave out to the side, and then to the front. You actually get to put your other hand down. Sorry about that. I didn't tell you. Okay, so this is just the vamp. You're going to go side and front, put it down. Side and front. Yeah, that's just going to be the vamp. Okay, ready? Let's step back just a little bit so that we can add our kaholo. The kaholo step, for those of you that are brand new to the hula, is going to be 4 steps to the right and then 4 steps to the left. So let's give it a try. Ready, set, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Again. Right, 2, 3. Tap, left, 2, 3. Very good. Okay, so when you do your vamp, out to the side and in, and then out to the side and in. So your hand is going to go the opposite direction that you're moving. You're moving to the right, your hand is going to go to the left. Ready, and here we go. Side and front, other side. Side. Let's keep doing this for a little while. Get used to it. Side and front. Side and front. Side and front. Okay, you got it. Last time. Dum, dum, dum. Very good. Okay, so the verse says, Ikea no kaua, in the cold of the rain. It's a little chilly here, but not like you folks out there. So you just finish your vamp and it's right out in the front. So put your hand out. Okay, Ikea no, in the cold, you're gonna lift 2 hands out right in front of your shoulders, palms facing down. Yeah, and then you're going to bring it to cross. Yeah, so it's kind of like you're pulling on a blanket. Ooh, it's cold. Yeah. Ikea nu. O kaua is of the rain. So you're going to bring your hands up to this side. And then you're going to dribble your fingers diagonally down this way. Okay, so they kind of go parallel to one another like they're chasing each other. Okay, so let's go from Ikea nu, bringing in the cold blanket. Ikea nu o kaua. Ki pu'upu'u. That's a fun word. Ki pu'upu'u. Ki pu'upu'u is the name of the rain, but it's also the name of the warriors of Kamehameha Ekahi, the Great. And they were named for the rain because this rain was incessant. It wouldn't stop. It's just always coming, 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 and it would come hard. This rain is specifically known for the island of Hawaii in the Waimea area. So we're kind of talking about a rain, but at the same time, we're setting us in a place on Hawaii Island. Okay, so it's cold there, there's rain, and this rain is driving down. Ready? Ike anu in the cold. Ike anu o kaua ki pu'upu. Very good. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you the feet for this. So, oh wait. There's actually 2 crosses of the rains. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. Okay, so it's just going to be kaholo. Ike anu, when you go to the right, we're going to kaholo to the right, cold. Yep, 4 steps to the right, and then we're going to kaholo to the left. And then we're going to kaholo to the right, and then kaholo to the left. That's it. Very simple, okay? Oh, very good question. Which hand should go on the outside? Patricia, I saw you asking that. So it's actually your left hand. Your left hand is going to be on the outside because it's the one that's going to go the furthest up. Yeah? So, yeah, exactly. Okay, thank you. Good question. Yeah, because we're mirroring. I know we're just hardships over here. Okay, ready? Right hand on your waist, left hand side. Ready, and look to the side and go side and front. Switch sides, side and ike anu. Ike anu o kaua ki pu'upu. Okay, now this one, we don't want to go all the way down here because the next thing is it's going to touch the skin. So the left hand is going to go in the front. You're going to kind of wipe up your arm, not wipe, but you know what I mean, go up, and then you're going to flip the hand over. Let me come a little closer so you can see. So your hand is going to come up, palms down, and then flip over. And then up, palms down, and then flip over on both sides. Kind of like we were showing off the long sleeves of the mu'u last time. Remember that move? Okay. If you weren't here last week and last month, you can always go watch a replay, but we were learning a different song about mu'u, and we did something similar. Okay. So, ke pa mai ma ʻelei kaili. Okay. So it's touching the skin. Then you're going to bring both hands in, kind of like cold again. And then you're going to open. Oh, sorry. That's going to be when you come back. Ke pa mai ma ʻelei kaili. Then you're going to bring it back in. Ike anu o kaua. So it kind of goes back to back. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. So let's try all the way from the cold. 2 hands out. Bring your hands into cold. Ike anu, up to the rain. O kaua, it's a driving rain. Ki pu'upu, other side. Ooh. Then coming up the arm. Ke pa mai ma ʻelei kaili. Actually, yep. Up 1 kaholo, down 1 kaholo. So this whole first verse is all kaholo. Super simple. Just put your feet on autopilot, okay? So let's give it a try. Ike anu. Ready? Let's go from the vamp. Set. Here we go. Side and front. Side and ike anu. Ike anu o kaua ki pu'upu. Ke pa mai ma ʻelei kaili. Then ike anu goes to cold. Ike anu o kaua ki pu'upu. Ke pa mai ma ʻelei kaili. And back down. Does that feel too slow? There's not enough stuff to do. The timing feels weird, yeah? Let's fix that. That's why we're live. We can just change it. Okay, let's do this. After you kipu upu, okay? Ke pa mai means to touch, okay? So ke pa mai, when you do ke pa mai, you're just gonna touch your hands together, and then front, and then go up and down, up and down. We're not clapping, but we're just touching, almost like, I don't know what this motion looks like, but your hands are gonna come together, and then they're gonna come out. And then we'll do up and down, up and down. Will that feel a little bit more natural? Okay. I always trust him, because if it's like it feels weird to him, it probably feels weird to you. Aren't you so grateful that he said something? Because to me, it was fine, but you're right. It needs something. Okay, so we're going to kaholo to the right, and touch and open, and then show the skin of your arm and the skin of your arm. Better? Great. Okay. Thank you. Make a good team. Okay, let's try it with some music, please. Remember, this one is based off of Ho'okena's version, which of course Manu Boyd is a part of Ho'okena. So use their version. This is just for practice kind. Okay, here we go. Might want the speaker on. Mary Malasada. Follow. Right. And left. Ike anu.
Ike anu o kaua kipu.
Other side. Ke pa mai is to touch.
Ke pa mai ma ele kaʻaliʻi.
And down. Up. Ike anu.
Ike anu o kaua kipu.
And great. Take your time to go to touch.
Ke pa mai ma ele kaʻaliʻi.
Good. Nice. It's going to get harder each verse. There's only 4 verses. Each one is going to get slightly more difficult as we go, but I wanted to start this one super simple with all kaholo. So how was that for you? Pretty good? Nice. Okay. Today is probably going to be a short hula. We're going to dance this one more time, and then you'll have that to practice for next week, and then keep practicing your Hawaiian language. We have a friend on Instagram. His name is Kumu Kahanuola Solatorio. We actually know him in real life, not just on Instagram, but he is the account manager and owner of E Ho'opilimai, which is a Hawaiian language channel or a account, I guess, that promotes Hawaiian language. And his saying for Mahina ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi is mai paʻai ka leo, which his meaning of that is don't hold back your voice. This month, just try to use Hawaiian wherever you can, even if you're not here. Say aloha to somebody, in the grocery store, or see if you can use different vocabulary here and there. So a very easy one to use is hana ho. Hana ho means let's do it again. Do it again. Do it again. So, shall we hana ho? Let's do it. Hana ho. Okay, you can use that one wherever you are. Hana ho. Kaholo. Ike anu.
Ike anu o kaua kipu.
And then touch in front.
Ke pa mai ma ele kaʻaliʻi.
Numbing it. Ike anu, it's so cold.
Ike anu
In the rain.
kaua
Called the
kipu.
When it touches your skin.
Ke pa mai ma ele kaʻaliʻi.
Up and down. That's it. Nice job. So we're just kind of setting the scene. I know we haven't even gotten to the ʻAʻaliʻi flower in the song yet, but this place that they went to go grow, I mean not grow, but pick the ʻAʻaliʻi was there on the big island of Hawaii. So That's why we're sort of setting the place. And then next week, we'll kind of get into the actual picking and what to do with the flowers and blah, 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 blah. Okay? Is that enough for you folks to practice this week? Yes. All right. Well, I hope that you enjoy the rest of the week. We're going to finish up with our Poi Balls today. I think they're down there underneath there. Okay. So we actually, the Poi Balls is not Hawaiian at all. It is of course from Aotearoa for our friends in New Zealand, but we like to do it because my kumu,
Hoki, hoki,
she
toru.
always did Poi Balls. Okay. Especially to end the show. It's like showstopper. Show ender. Sorry, I'll move over. Oh, I don't know if this mu'umu is gonna allow me to. No, that's have to do 2 hands on the same side. My mu'umu today is by Naturally Petite for Liberty House. It is a vintage find from one of my co-workers. It's a little short for me. It's because it's naturally petite. But ching. I need a laugh track or something. Or somebody get the hook, right? Are they? Oh, because we spilled water. Here we go. Tahilua taurupa tiorehi. Mahalo. All right. Well, I hope you practice a lot of Hawaiian language, but more so, practice your hula. First verse of Pua ʻAʻaliʻi. Next week, we'll be back with another verse. Every week in February, we'll do 1 verse. By the end of the month, you'll be good to go with a brand new hula. So, until next time, ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi ʻoi. Speak Hawaiian language wherever you go. Don't forget hana ho, especially when you're practicing. And until next time, ahui ho.